Okay, hey y'all, hey y'all. Hey y'all. Oops. I got it. I got it. It's all under control. So how are y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I am feeling good. Um, like I feel excited for some reason, but who knows? Um, yeah, today it's been raining, and I don't mind the rain. Um, I went door dashing yesterday in the rain, and I have a pair of Bobs, like the shoes Toms, but they Bobs because they're a little cheaper. And I was out there running around the rain with my Bobs on, and they turned into slobs real quick, soaking wet. Ugh, but it's all good. It's all good. I made a couple dollars, some change. You know what I'm saying? It's all good in the hood around here, so I can't complain, right? And I've just been working on myself, working out my issues. And as much as I don't like to cry, sometimes it's necessary. And so today I was doing my little exercises on the floor, and I had my music playing, and I decided, when you want to like sing, then you should sing while you're working out so that you build your endurance, like, right? Because Beyonce used to run and sing at the same time. That's how she's able to do what she does, right? So I gotta start somewhere. Might as well start from the bottom. And that's what I was doing. And so I had my music on shuffle on all of the songs in my phone. And there are a lot of songs in my phone. And so for some reason my shuffle went from the song Daddy by Beyonce. And I was singing my little heart out, realizing like I had a memory of this one time I went on a trip, and I guess I had my MP3 player, so I was listening to my music on there, and I just kept listening to that song Daddy by Beyonce over and over again because it was just like, oh wow, she has such a great dad and I don't. And it just made me sad, right? And so I can't change nobody, right? So yeah. So singing that, and it got me feeling like, okay, well, will I do that feeling? Then the next song that comes up is Heaven by Beyonce. And that made me start thinking about how I was supposed to be a mother, or I thought that I was going to be a mother by this month, from the math. Because when I found out that I was pregnant, I was on every website I could find trying to put the math together to see what I could come up with, who could send me what groups I could be in, all sorts of shit. And one thing said that I guess my due date was somewhere in April, right? And so now it's April, and I'm just thinking about how my life would have been so different than what it is now. And I realized that every time I would smoke, I would feel a little guilty because it was like I'm not supposed to be doing it. And I had to realize, well, why do I feel like that? And it's because I felt guilty because I'm not pregnant, if that makes sense. So when I found out, I stopped, right? Like, I had already stopped before because of suspicion, and then that just cleared up suspicion. And then it's just like I was okay with not smoking again. I was cool. I had already made my peace with it because the whole situation was planned. Do you know what I'm saying? So when things happen, I was like, well, might as fucking well smoke this shit, right? And I had to realize that that's not what it's for, right? And that's why it wasn't doing me no good. But when I'm in a good place, it do me a lot of good. Okay? So, whenever I'm in a bad place, it's not doing me any good. I have to get to a base level, right? I have to make my peace with it. Or whatever's going on in my life. In order for me to be okay to do with or without. Because if I'm struggling and I'm doing without, it's a bad day. You know what I'm saying? It's just like somebody who likes, well, for example, the show Everybody Hates Chris, and his mom Rochelle loved the chocolate covered turtles, and when she didn't have them chocolate covered turtles, it was a bad day. Okay? So, whatever your vice is, you got to be able to do it with or without. But if you're struggling and doing without, more power to you. Because I know that shit is a struggle. But don't get tired of doing the right thing, right? If you got to wait it out, wait it out. But don't just go fucking yourself up just for your chocolate covered turtles. Okay? Don't be doing no crazy shit just to get some chocolate covered turtles. Okay? If it's meant for you to have them turtles, they'll come to you. And if not, then that means you need to work a little harder. Got it? Got it. That's just what I tell myself. And I also realized that with my podcast, I don't want to give my opinions on what people should do with their lives because I don't care. As long as you're not affecting my life, I really don't care. Well, I do care, but it's not gonna affect my life. Okay? I'm gonna keep pushing. Because I got shit to do. I got more work to do. Believe it or not. So yeah. Don't let nobody's problems ruin your day. Because your day deserves to be as special as you want it. So if you want to have a good day, you make it a good day. If you want to have a bad day, go ahead and do that, friend. Go ahead and do that. So yeah. And so as I was listening to that song, Heaven by Beyonce, I ended up crying on the floor after doing my little, I guess they're called bridges, where you like lift your pelvis up, pelvis bridges, whatever. But yeah, so I'm crying. I'm like, okay, get it out. And then I got it out, took a deep breath, started back doing my crunches. And then the next song is a song that I would listen to over and over and over again in 2021 when my life got flipped upside down and my life got turned upside down. Now, like this right there. Now, bridge up at it. Okay. I just had to get that out. Even though I didn't know the words. But, yeah, that song came on and I just realized how my life really blew up. And it was all connected, right? In this song, I would listen to it because I was angry. But I have to let that go, right? Right. And I was angry because some things were said to me that I didn't appreciate. and weren't helpful to the situation at all, right? Weren't deserved none of that. But people only want for you what they have for themselves or less most of the time. Because if they want the best for you, they'll do the best by you. That's for sure. So if I want you to succeed, I'm going to show up for you in a way that'll help get you to as close to another level as I can. All right, I'm going to do my best to help out the process. Make it fun, if that makes sense. Because everything's fun with people you love. And so when things aren't fun with people you love, you have to reevaluate whether it is love or obligation of love, right? And that goes for family and friends sometimes. Because sometimes you feel obligated to love friends because they've been around for a long time. But my mom used to tell me you have to love people from a distance, right? You can still love them, but from a distance. And that's really important, right? So if I'm choosing to love you, but I don't express it as often, it shouldn't be an issue if it's not being reciprocated, right? That's how I feel. I don't know. But that don't mean I don't still love you. That I don't still want to see you eating. You know what I'm saying? But that's just life. And it's sad sometimes that people, when you're hurt, you hurt other people, right? Hurt people hurt people. And it's not exactly fair. But we all know that. That ain't nothing new. But I gotta play fair, right? And if I'm hurt, I got to get it out, right? Not spread it around. I gotta heal myself, sweat it out, right? Because if you just hold stuff in, it just takes a lot out of you, right? Let's say you got your bedroom, right? And somebody say, hey, can you put this extra bed in your bedroom? And let's say your bedroom ain't that big. It's barely big enough for your bed, right? Why would you say yes to taking in this bed? They giving you the bed, then you can replace the beds, swap them out, right? But just holding on to the bed and it's just taking up extra space for no fucking reason, that's not doing you any good. Because you can only sleep on one bed at a time, believe it or not. And where you lay your head is important. So, applying that to my life, I just can't hold stuff in, right? You can't swap beds. I don't want your bed. If I want a new bed, I'll go get a new bed. I don't want your bed. And I spent so much time not wanting to, or having this animosity for my bed I was like, it's just a bed. It's just a bed. Like, I literally got this bed from Walmart, and the whole bed fits inside of the headboard. And I put it in my little car and drove home with it. Just like my car is the same little car that I was so happy to get, and it's the same little car that I'm so happy it cranks up. Okay. But the bed is still a bed. And I gotta be thankful for what I got. At least I got a bed. So that is how my thinking process is working. That I go through those moments, get the pain out, cry it out, sweat it out, whatever, express myself. And then I gotta feel gratitude for what I have and what those lessons taught me, right? Like Beyonce's song, Daddy Lessons. My daddy said shoot. My daddy did say shoot. So, next time. But anyways, I also realized by myself that when it comes to relationships in life, because everyone, as soon as we're children, we're dreaming of our weddings and who we'd like to get married to and getting boyfriends, right? I had my first boyfriend in kindergarten. And it's just like, it's always on our heads that we need another person to make us complete, right? Oh, if I don't have a boyfriend, then nobody's gonna like me. That's how I used to feel. Like, oh, if I have a boyfriend, then they won't think that I'm... Like, people used to think I was gay. And so I would think, well, if I had a boyfriend, then people wouldn't think I was gay. And it really doesn't matter what people think, whether they think I'm gay or not. That's your problem. That's your business. Because you don't need to be worried about mine. Don't even need to worry about it. Don't need to worry about it. Okay? It's none of your business. Because if I'm not fucking you, then what the fuck are you concerned for? Okay? Okay. And I ain't trying to fuck nobody. And I had to ask myself why. Because I was saying that, well, I was wanting to identify as asexual. And there's a difference between being asexual and celibate, right? Asexual is the orientation of a spectrum, right? It's a spectrum. And being celibate is just abstaining from sex. And that's cool, right? But I don't just want that, right? I want to be free to have relationships with as many people as possible. And whoever I end up doing everything with is the person that I should be with, right? Because the person you're married to should be the person that brings the best out of you. You can do almost anything together. You're not worried about anything. You know each other. Like, it should be something beautiful, right? Not something that's rushed or something that's just happens. No, it should make sense. Or at least for me, I want it to make sense. So whenever it makes sense for me to open myself up sexually, it has to make sense for me to want to spend the rest of my life with someone else. Because sex is just not going to make me want to spend the rest of my life with you anymore. There's more to life than sex. So, sex comes last to me. So, anybody leading with sex, you're out of here. Next. To the left, to the left. Everything you want when I wax to the left. Okay. So, yeah. Not that I want to just wait until marriage to have sex, but I want to be fluid enough to where when it makes sense with the right person, whomever that may be, that I would want to spend the rest of my life with them. And it's not just abstaining from sex. Sex just, it's not what's going to make me want to spend the rest of my life with you. Because you can have sex with anybody. Like, prostitution is the oldest game in the book. You know what I'm saying? Like, coochie's everywhere, ding-a-ling is everywhere. There's sex stores everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's a whole nother level of me that shouldn't be shared. Unless I feel like it makes sense. And that's just how I see it. And if anybody disagrees, that's your business. Whatever floats your boat. That's just how I'm conducting my life. And if that don't make sense to you, then that's okay. That is A-okay. But I feel better to get that out. Because I don't want it to just be like, oh, you just don't want to, or maybe that I'm kind of angry with men or want to experiment. No, it's not that I want to experiment. I just want to see where life takes me. When I want it to make sense. Because things in my life make sense once you put the pieces together. And so later in life, when pieces are put together and I'm like, this makes perfect sense, right? That's when I will decide who I want to spend the rest of my life with and make important decisions with as a unit. Instead of just me, myself, and God. Okay? Because that's the unit I'm in now. Okay? Me, myself, and God. That's all I got in the end. That's what I found out. And it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I will be my own best friend. I've been cleaning up and singing all day. And I also feel like as much as I love to sing, I still have work to do. Because, for example, Beyonce. If you listen to her from Destiny's Child, she sounds totally different from when she came out with Dangerously in Love. And she sounds totally different then than she did from when she made I Am Sasha Fierce. And that sounds totally different from Renaissance. Like, her voice has evolved. She don't sing how she used to. She has some seasoning in her voice. You know what I'm saying? Her voice has always been top tier, to say the least. But it has evolved, right? And Jenny Rivera, if you listen to from the very beginning, it sounds totally different from in the middle, and totally different from her last albums, right? And then her children and family have released other albums with songs that come from different eras of her life. And so it's like kind of fun to just hear new stuff from when she was younger and realize how far she came. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the songs that she didn't release earlier became important in her life even after. So it's just the evolution of the voice that I'm interested in. And I got some work to do. And that just comes with life, right? So, yeah. I think I'm just going to take a break on wanting to be a singer. Because that comes with a lot of work. But life is crazy though. It's just going and going and going, and you just don't know what's next, right? And that's the beauty of it. And I'm excited to see what comes of Lex. Did I tell you who I was? Yeah. I forgot. But this is Lex. Welcome to Life of Lex. If you didn't already know. If you don't know, now you know. Okay? But, yeah. With my podcast, I realized that I didn't want to just tell my opinions and tell people how to run their lives. It's more of me just telling my story and telling you guys what I think about myself and my actions and my thoughts and whatever else, my opinions on my life, right? I don't tell you how to run yours. Because then if something go wrong, you gonna blame me. But I could just tell you my story, and whatever you pick up from that, you do as you please. And hopefully it helped. It was something helpful that didn't steer you in the wrong direction, because I've learned a lot of lessons. A lot of lessons. Like, today I learned it's better to just keep minding your business. Do what you gotta do. Go back home. Don't just be out and about for just shits and giggles. Because nobody's looking for you. Nobody's looking for me. But me. And so now that I've found me, I gotta keep her close, keep her happy, keep her nourished and loved. Okay? And that is the greatest gift. To just be able to love myself enough to do amazing things for myself. Things that scare me about myself. And that is a much better choice than doing dumb shit. Because dumb shit gets you into more dumb shit. And I don't need that. I need good shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need good shit. Good things. So yeah, I am going to do good things for myself and love on myself. And whatever comes, comes. Just know that I love y'all from the abundant love that I have. Right? After love for myself, then I can share the love. And so here I am sharing the love with you guys. So, love you. I hope you're having an amazing day. If you're not, you know what I always say. Go hit the hay. Okay, go ahead to sleep. and a little piece of chicken grease. Okay? Bye.